Careful! Oh God! Oh God! Konnichiwa!
Konnichiwa! Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Please repeat.
Konnichiwa!
Konnichiwa! Well, it's a very impromptu day. It's Saturday. We all decided to pop in and do some tinkering, and we realised that we have 1, 2, 3 Japanese but not Japanese cars, all JDM imports. So we thought, let's park them next to each other and talk about them.
Yep, 3 left-hand drive cars.
None of which started in Japan.
No.
And they all went to Japan and then came back.
Yeah.
Well, did yours start? Did yours start somewhere else and then get imported?
Probably,
to Japan?
yeah.
Mine didn't.
I don't know. In America?
The honest.
Oh, yours did, of course.
Oh, so yours was a US car that went to Japan that
Well,
then
it
came
got
here?
made in America, didn't it? And then it went to Japan.
Well, yeah, like mine would have been made in Germany, so would have yours.
Yeah. I've got a sticker that says it's an original Japan Porsche import, but it would have been made in Germany, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
This is enthralling, by the way. Have a look at some cars.
Let's go look at some cars right then. So,
Start with
John, tell us
Z3M.
about the car.
Well, I think.
You know, this has been on Driftworks before.
been on Driftworks
Video
before.
here.
Hang on. Boop. There.
Yep, good.
Yes, my Jap import. I got this in June 2016.
Yeah.
Came off a boat. A very weird and wonderful car. Some very typically Japanese modifications to it, such as raised Volks T37 wheels, bizarre, horrible wing mirrors that I still haven't replaced, but I have.
Obviously,
bought.
left-hand drive.
Left-hand drive. Japan Takata harnesses. KW competition coilovers, glass fibre bonnet, plastic rear windows. It's basically a track day toy. Whoever built it in Japan built it as a track day toy. It came over to the UK, I saw it, and now it's my track day toy.
Yeah, and it's got some, again, that way that Japanese people modify cars in a wonderfully unique, you know, we've got like a cool spoiler. There's an unusual exhaust on there, which sounds cool. It's all, I mean, just, it's fantastic. It's got, like,
it's a
lap
cool
timers
thing.
and-
It is.
Yeah, and it's a 3.2?
3.2 S50, as in E36 M3 Evo.
Okay, right, next car then.
Jay and Rex.
Yeah.
Come on, Rex.
Everybody, this is Rex. Jay's Spawn.
Whoa, hey, Spawn. Hey, Spawn.
Say hey, internet.
We're going to tell them about our 5.0, mate.
Straight up 5.0.
Yeah, just
But you haven't got a rag top down, so your hair can work.
Now, you had a BMW before this, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
And for the similar amount of money?
So basically, straight swap for a 328 Sport.
Getcha.
You go that way. Take the baby. Yeah, basically, I sold a 328 Sport because I was a bit bored. Saw this, bought this. It's quite exciting.
America. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, and what have you done? Just run us through the specs. It's a 5 litre.
It's a 5 litre Windsor.
Yeah.
Last year of the Windsor, it's Ford racing heads, Edelbrock intake, bigger throttle body, air filter, bigger injectors, tunable ECU. It's okay. I mean, it's got maybe 300 horsepower. You know, it's not.
But it's cool.
It's not a spaceship, but it
and
goes.
it sounds good as well.
Sounds good.
And also the BBS, are these RX, RCs?
No, what are they called? Internet. Tell us what they're called. I can't
Internet
remember.
wheels. Yeah.
BBS is
Steve,
Nice
yeah.
as well. It does sound
Yeah,
very
it
nice.
does
sounds
sound
well.
real.
It's got Recaros, you know. It's got,
And again, of course, left-hand drive.
yeah,
Drive.
kilometre
And the coolest
clocks.
gear knob ever.
Yeah, that is wicked, isn't it?
Well, yeah, not an auto. That's a good start for
Do you know,
these
I
things,
used to, I never really got on with how these looked from most of the internet pictures.
No,
but
they look terrible. I mean, this is what they call an export car, so it would have had weird arch extensions that someone's taken off and American. It had export backlights, which I didn't like, so they've gone away and they're worth quite a lot of money in America, so bonus.
It's a shame because I really like those.
I hated them. Orange indicators.
But again, because it's been done properly, it looks fantastic now.
Yeah,
You've
but-
painted the wheels black.
Yeah, I blackened the wheels and I've put a new intake manifold and bits and pieces, bigger injectors on it. But I mean, it was built in England basically, as far as I'm aware. It came over as a standard car from Japan about 10 or 12 years ago, and yeah, a guy called Ridge built it, and it's got independent rear suspension off a Cobra Willwoods on.
Oh right, so you've got a swapped out back end.
Yeah.
Why do they do that?
Well, to stop you killing crowds, I think. It's the main reason. But
is that true? So they swap out the live axle for the
if you go
independent?
drag racing, you swap the other way. But if you want to drive your car, then you swap the live axle, and it bolts on. You know,
Feel
it fits
you.
the standard mounting points, apart from one that you have to weld.
It's pretty cool. Speaking of cars with bolt-on bits,
Phil, you're up.
let me take the boy.
nasty baby off me.
Sliming you.
the poor little babby.
Sliming me.
You sliming Phil, mate. Come on, you grub.
Now we've all seen this car a lot, but let's see it some more. Bought in Japan,
Yeah.
but sold in Japan.
Yeah, so that's the bit that matters. Yeah. This bit. I mean, most people concentrate on this, to be fair, but yeah, this one.
Sweet.
Yeah,
It's, wow.
so cool.
So yeah, this is a Promodet car. So it's a Promodet built in Japan, 964 turbo. It's a 3.3. It's got HKS turbo kit on it, gradient cooler, Motec M4 aftermarket ignition system.
How easy to do? I just pull this guy.
Yeah, just do one of those. Yeah, so there's a lot crammed in there basically, and it's about 550 horsepower, we figure, something like that. But I need to have it dynoed. So yeah, titanium Promodet exhaust.
It's so cool. And
sounds
this side is the exhaust,
Yep.
and this side is the screamer pipe.
So more flames come out of this side than that side.
It's insane,
but
yeah, it's
this,
so
this
cool.
does boot out quite a lot of flames. So I'm told by you.
Yeah. It looked. I mean, it just like it was catching fire. It's so cool.
Yeah, and it's a
Bodywork by RauhWelt.
Yeah.
Not traditional.
It's a smooth fender kit. Actually, it is traditional. That's what he used to do a lot of.
Right.
That guy back in the day, I believe. But yeah, this is you don't see these so much. You see a lot more of the big bolt-on arches.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, left-hand drive, Recaros. I've put one of our Nardis in it, and improved the driving position. But yeah.
Do we need to answer the question that everyone's probably asking themselves right now on the internet? It's going, but they're Japanese imports, why are they left-hand drive? The answer,
Yeah. So yeah.
well, the answer to that question is basically in Japan. In Japan. The cool thing to do if you have a car, if you have the opportunity to buy a car from a left-hand drive country, is to spec it in left-hand drive. It's the unpractical thing to do. It's the wrong thing to do, but it's the cool thing to do.
Absolutely.
And we think it's
less
cool.
less so nowadays. You see actually quite a lot because I drove this through Japan in another video here, and yeah, you see a few right-hand drive cars now, European cars, because the more normal ones are spec'd in right-hand drive just for ease of use.
Gotcha.
But yeah, there's still the prestigious ones, cool stuff. Generally, they still go for.
What do the
right-hand drive.
Japanese do differently to us in Europe when it comes to modifying these cars? And I guess also into the American, like, what is it, that one thing that you can't quite put your finger on that they do differently?
I can't put my finger on it really, but it's just an overall sort of look of, I hate the word, but stance and sort of wheel fitment and just the choices of, select choices of
Yeah,
parts,
they do
basically.
fit, like,
things like work wheels, obviously. As the UK importer, work wheels, I was drawn to this anyway, but they really suit the car. They really do.
I also think though as well in Japan the culture of there's not so much a fashion culture. People don't modify cars to look away to fit in with other people. Like there's a very obvious stance culture here in the UK at the moment with your Focuses and your Fiestas and stuff, and everyone kind of makes their cars look the same because that's what they feel they should look like. In Japan, people do things because that's how they want to do it.
It's
And
the
that's
individuality
what makes
to it.
Cool. They don't really care what other people think. And my Z3M, for example, it's wrong. It's the wrong colour. It has the wrong wheels. It has the wrong windows. The bonnet's wrong. It doesn't really line up. But whoever built it clearly didn't care about that, and I don't really care about that. And I think that's kind of what makes it cool.
That unique personalisation.
Yeah, to be fair, a car like yours, like that's a big player. To have a car like yours as a track day car, to have spec'd it from new, do you think?
I reckon so. Yeah. Well, it's done 56,000 kilometres, so it's like
owning a European import like M car in Japan is really expensive. There's so many things that people normally do with GTRs and all sorts of Evo track day cars, but somebody obviously decided that they wanted that and they were going to throw a whole load of money at it.
And I'm delighted
you
that I
reap
found
the
it.
rewards. And the same goes for this really. it's a really expensive car for me to buy just because they're so kind of on trend 964 turbos. But the spec of it, everything that's done to it is pretty much what I would do to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm so used to building my own cars. It was really refreshing to see one that was like, well, I almost wouldn't do anything to it.
Well, I remember when you saw it, you were like, "That's it." That's
Well,
the
we were
car.
in the pub, weren't we? And we were
that's
about
it.
3 or 4 pints in, and I thought, I've got a great idea.
Yeah.
Those are all the best ideas.
What would be great? I know you were already. I mean, let's just not diverse slightly. You were looking at like triple rotor ideas in like 964s.
Yeah, in a 964, but not obviously a non-turbo body, and doing something sort of unique. But yeah, when this came up, I just literally fell in love with it, and it had to be mine.
Had to be yours. And then yours, where does your pop up from then? Did you find it in an auction or was it?
Mine, it sounds like such a knob telling the story, but I was actually going to look at a Ferrari 550 Maranello from a guy that imports cars in West London, and I saw the car and it basically did all the
It
maths.
doesn't sound quite so knobbish. This was when they weren't £100,000.
Correct. Yeah, they were the cheapest
not
that they ever
forget.
were. Again, it was Japanese import. The guy only imported Japanese cars, and I went to see it, and I basically figured out that yes, I could afford it, but I'd basically emptying my bank account and couldn't afford for anything to go wrong. So I did a sensible and said, "Do you know what, I'm not going to buy it." And that was just sat in the corner, and I thought, well, what the hell's that? And
It's bloody cool.
Ended up-
It's cool in every way except for the seats.
yes, yeah, the seats
They are the most
bad.
uncomfortable
The
seats on
seats
the
are bad
planet.
and the mirrors are bad.
Yes.
I have the OEM mirrors. I have bought them.
Didn't they cost you £1 million?
They cost me second-hand £700 from the United States. The only place I could get them. They're completely unique to the car. You can't. They're not the same as the E36
Oh, they're
M3
not?
ones. They're not the same as the Mini ones, as everyone on the internet keeps telling me. They are unique to the Z3M Coupe and the Z3M Roadster.
So bend over, please, sir.
Yeah.
Exactly. They don't make them anymore. They're in a parts
Yeah.
bin somewhere in Germany, and
I'm going to tell you, internet, that these seats suck. These are awful. I don't know what they do, but there's like a plastic lumbar support in the back
Yeah.
that's not designed for human beings.
that's right.
But you know, they probably work.
S's.
They might be work if you're like 5'2".
Yeah, they will be going to a free home soon.
Excellent.
If you want them, send a stamped addressed envelope to Driftworks.
The bin. She's alive. Sounds so good. He's gone.
How loud that is, don't you?
It is loud.
Now, as he
Oh,
comes
he's
back.
going to do a flap round the corner.
I'm gonna go get this.
Death bobble.
No one died.
Savage snap.
Rex, you're about to see your dad school some people.
Yeah, let's show him how to do a burnout. Hold the slimer.
Okay, Slimy. Don't spit on me.
I will.
Or throw up. Or
Someone's gonna spit on someone.
You ready for this, Rexy?
oh yeah.
You're hopefully about
Watch.
to
This is Daddy's job.
Yeah. You're about to see your dad in a
It's
whole
pretty
new
unhappy.
dimension.
Flops. One sec.
Oh, you're in flip flops.
Yeah, it's not the burnout footwear.
Hey Jay, your see-through baby might go a bit brown in this weather.
It's fine. Just don't burn.
Yeah, Daddy.
I'll turn round so I don't give it some,
Spit stuff.
Yeah.
Now this is everybody. This is a Mustang, so everybody
Yeah.
stand
Stand-
10 meters further back
stand
than,
well
you,
back.
than you normally would.
a Mustang! Run! Run!
Run for your lives!
What's Dad gonna do? What do you think about
Back
that,
to
Rexy?
school.
What do you think about that, dude?
No one died.
He's engrossed.
Nobody died.
Sounds pretty cool.
Does sound good, that.
I think that's one of the best sounding cars I've got today. No, Luke! Careful! Oh, God!
Oh, God! Oh, God! Let's just stand around the door.
Black person down!
Just to prove it's possible.
Are you a policeman?
No, I'm just proving it's possible to do a burnout without killing anyone.
Although you did have to switch to safety shoes.
I did have to switch the shoes.
Are you watching, America?
Yeah, boy! Very good. I reckon that's a video then.
I reckon so.
Rex liked it.
Should we have
I could tell.
Should we have a pint?
Yeah,
Don't we?
I forgot how much these tyres are.
So we were just about to load the M3 onto the trailer, but then ice cream! Ice cream! Oh my God, it's so hot!
Such great Disney characters as Bolo and Jumbo.
Is it a
Fish Choco.
Is it an official Disney product? I'm not sure it is. Off-white.
Snow Dark.
Snow.
And
Bagura
and Daphne Duck.
Joe Believe.
The gearbox was really not very nice, but it's getting better. But it's a little bit clunky, but you're used to it.
Oh, is it a short shifter?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm strong.
What have you done, Craig? You've just given your car to Alistair Clark.
I sort of trust him.
Sort of.
Yeah, I think.
Would you trust Al to drive your one of one M3?
Yeah, he's not a savage, is he?
Well, he is a savage, but
Yeah, he's a trustworthy savage.
Yeah.
Well then, everybody.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.